Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss the example for numerical method. Use the trapezoidal rule with 6 ordinate. So in here, 6 ordinate means that n is equals to 5, subinterval or the strip. To evaluate, correct to 3 decimal places the definite integral where we have the situation, integrate for the function 1 over 1 plus x squared with respect to x for the limit 0 until 1. Step number 2 is to find the h, where we have 1 minus 0 from the limit over the 5. So h will be equals to 0.2. Kindly construct the table. So here we have x naught is equals to 0, followed by x1 where we have 0.2. x2 we have 0.4. x3 we have 0.6. x4 we have 0.8. And finally x5 we have 1. So here we have 6 ordinate and 5 subinterval or strip. Here we have the function 1 over 1 plus x squared. Kindly substitute the value of x into the function y, and we will have y naught is equals to 1. Next, we have y1 is equals to 0.961538. Next, y2, y3, y4, and we have the final value y5 0.5. Kindly sum up the situation. Here we have 1.5 and so kindly substitute the situation into the formula. So here we have the formula for the trapezoidal rule. H, where we have 0.2 over 2 multiply with 1.5 plus with 2 multiply with 3.168657. Determine the value, and we have 0.783731. Round up the situation to 3 decimal places, and we have 0. In this video, I'm going to discuss the example for conic. Find the vertex, focus, and the directric line for the equation, where we have x squared minus 4x is equals to y plus 4. So, kindly completing the square so that we can have the standard form for the parabola. So here we have x squared minus 4x is equals to y plus 4. Focus on the left hand side, where we have x squared minus 4x plus bracket negative 4 over 2 squared minus negative 4 over 2 bracket square is equals to y plus 4. Simplify the situation. So x minus 2 bracket square minus with, we have negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2 squared. So we will have 4 is equals to y plus 4. Next, rearrange the situation. X minus 2 bracket square is equals to y plus with the 8. So here we have the standard form. Step number 2 is to find the vertex. So where we have 2 and negative 8 as a vertex. Step number 3 is to compare the right hand side, where we have 4p is equals to 1. So p will be equals to 1 over 4. And the value p is greater than 0. So it means that the situation will be open upward. Next is to sketch the graph. So here we have the vertex 2, negative 8, where we have 1 and 2, negative 8, negative 1, negative 2. So let's say here we have the coordinate for the vertex b 2, negative 8. So here we have the dotted line, which is the symmetrical axis. Next, if x is equals to 0, y will be equals to negative 4. So here we have the intersection point. Then kindly sketch the graph. So where we have the graph open upward. Next is to find the focus. So here we have the focus, and with the distance 0.25. So it means that where we have focus bracket 2, negative 8 plus with 0.25, because moving upwards. So the focus will be 2, negative 31 over 4. Next is to find the directrix. So the directrix will be -8 minus with 0.25 because moving downwards. So the directrix will be y is equals to -33 over 4. So here we have the directrix. So here we have the name for the equation. X squared minus 4x is equals to y plus 4. And here we have the points of intersection, which is 0, -4. I'm going to discuss the example for conics. Given we have a 9x squared minus 18x plus 4y squared plus with 16y minus 11 is equals to 0 is an equation of an ellipse. A. Write the equation in a standard form. B. Find the center, foci, vertices, length of the major and the minor axis. Finally, sketch the graph. So first what we have to do is to completing the square. So 9 bracket where we have x squared minus 2x. Next, completing the square where we have 9 bracket x squared minus 2x plus bracket square. So we have -2 over 2 minus with -2 over 2 squared. Simplify the situation where we have x minus 1 bracket square minus with 1. Expand the situation, 9 multiplied with x minus 1 bracket square minus with the 9. For the second part, where we have 4 bracket y squared plus with 4y minus 11 equals to 0. Completing the square, plus with the 4 bracket y squared plus 4y plus bracket where we have 4 over 2 bracket square minus with 4 over 2 bracket square. Close the bracket, minus 11 equals to 0. Simplify the situation, plus where we have 4 bracket y plus 2 bracket square minus with 4 over 2 where we have 2. Then we have 4 minus 11 equals to 0. Expand the situation, 4 multiplied with y plus 2 bracket square minus 16 minus 11 equals to 0. Rearrange the situation where we have 9 multiplied with x minus 1 bracket square plus with 4 multiplied with y plus 2 bracket square equals to where we have 11 plus with 16 plus with 9. So sum up the situation and we will have 36. Next, divide all the terms with 36. So we will have x minus 1 bracket square over 4 plus y plus 2 bracket square over 9 is equals to 1. So here we have the standard form for the equations of ellipse. Next, focus on B, where we have to find the center. So the center for the ellipse will be 1, -2. Focus by the value A is equals to 2. The value of B is equals to 3. And the value of C will be equals to 9 minus 4. So C will be equals to square root of 5. Next, referring to the graph. So here we have the xy axis. Kindly locate the point for the center of the ellipse, where we have 1, -1, -2. So here we have the center of the ellipse. Next, we have the major axis, which is the axis that parallels to y-axis. Then we have the minor axis, which is parallel to x-axis. So kindly refers to the center, where we have 1, -2. So by referring to the value A, where we have the value for x-axis. So meaning that what we have to do is to move from the left for 2 units and then move towards the right for 2 units. So we will have 1, and here we have the minor vertices. So the minor vertices, we name it as -1, -2. Next, move forward 2 units towards the right. So here we have 1 and 2. So here will be the units for minor, another minor axis, where we have 3, -2. Next, we have B. Means that we are moving up and down for 3 units. So moving up for 3 units, where we have -1, -2, and then we have 1. The major vertices is equals to 1, 1. Then move downwards for 3 units. So we will have 1, 2, and 3. So the major vertices will be 1 and then -5. So kindly sketch the graph. So here we have the ellipse. So here will be the situation. Then kindly focus on the foci. So where we have the foci moving upward for square root of 5 and downward for square root of 5. So f will be equals to 1, -2 minus square root of 5. Next, we have another foci where we have 1 minus 2 plus with square root of 5. So that will be the focus of the ellipse. Next, what we have to do is to find the major length and the minor length. So for the major length, kindly multiply the 2 with the value b. So we will have 6 units. Then for the minor length, kindly focus on the value a. We have to minus the 2 with the value a. So where we have 4 units. So as for the major vertices, where we have 1, 1 and 1, -5. As for the minor vertices, where we have 3, -2, then we have -1, -2. Then as for the foci, where we have 1, -2 minus square root of 5. 1, -2 plus with the square root of 5. So here we have the situation. I'm going to discuss the example for vector. Let A, B, and C be the 3 points in space where we have the vector u equals to the vector AB, which is 2, 1, and -3. Then we have the vector V, or the vector AC is equals to 3, -2, -2. Shows that where we have the magnitude for u cross V squared is equals to the magnitude of vector u squared multiplied with the magnitude of vector V squared minus with u dot with the V squared. So kindly focus on the left hand side where we have u cross with the V. Kindly substitute the value u and v, where we have 2, 1, -3, next 3, -2, -2. So focus on the I. Kindly close up the I and j cross with the k. So we will have -2 minus with, so -2 multiply with the -3 and we will have 6. Focus on the second part, close up the j. So where we have I cross with the k. So we will have -4 minus, so 3 multiply with the -3. So in here we will have -9. So here we will have +9. Close up the k. I cross with the j. So we will have -4 minus, so 3 multiply with the 1. So we will have -3. So u cross with the v and we will have -8i, -5j, -7k. So here we have the normal. Next is to find the magnitude for u cross with the v. So we will have square root of 64 plus with the 25 plus 49. So the magnitude for u cross with the v is equals to square root of 138. Next, if we square the magnitude for u cross with the v, and we will have 138. Next is to focus on the right hand side where we have to determine the magnitude of vector u, where we have square root of, for the u, where we have 4 plus with the 1 plus with the 9. So the magnitude for the vector u will be square root of 14. Then for the magnitude for the vector u squared, and we will have 14. Next, the magnitude for the vector v, we have square root of 9 plus with the 4 plus with the 4. So the magnitude for the vector v will be equals to square root of 17. So the magnitude for vector v squared is equals to 17. Next is to find u dot with the v, where we have 2, 1 and negative 3 for the u dot with the v where we have 3, negative 2, negative 2. So u dot with the v is equals to 6 minus 2 plus with the 6. U dot v is equals to 10. Then Kali refers to the question u dot with the v squared and we will have 100. So Kali refers to the questions. Question mentions that magnitude for u squared multiplied with the magnitude for v squared minus with u dot with the v squared, where we have the situation 14 multiplied with the 17 minus with 100 and we will have 138 for the situation. So kindly refers to this part. And we notice that we also have 138. So as a conclusion, magnitude for vector u squared multiplied with the magnitude for v squared minus with u dot with the v squared is equals to magnitude for u cross with the v squared. And we already shown the situation. B. Determine the area of the triangle with the vertices A, B, C. So the area for the triangle A, B, C is equals to 1 over 2 multiplied with the magnitude U magnitude of AB cross AC, where we have 1 over 2 magnitude for U cross with the V. So kindly substitute the situation where we have the magnitude for U cross V equals to square root of 138 over 2. So the area for the triangle ABC can be expressed as square root of 138 over 2 or 5.874. Next, focus on the question C. Find the equation of the plane where we have r dot n is equals to a dot n, containing the point ABC where A is the point. So kindly substitute the situation where we have the normal of the situation will be negative 8, negative 5 and negative 7. So here we have x, y and z for the r dot with the normal negative 8, negative 5, negative 7 equals to where we have the A 1, 1 and 3 dot with the situation negative 8, negative 5, negative 7. So kindly dot the situation where we have negative 8x minus 5y minus 7z is equals to negative 8, negative 5, negative 21. Simplify the situation. We have negative 8x minus with 5y minus 7z is equals to negative 34. So conclusion, 8x plus with 5y plus with 7z is equals to 34. I'm going to discuss the example for special probability distribution. Car arrive at a petrol station at an average rate 30 per hour. Assuming that the car arrived at random, find the probability stat. So here we have the title. X is Poissonly distributed with 30 per hour. So A, no car arrived during a particular 5-minute interval. So what we have to do is to modify the title where we have X is Poissonly distributed with, here we mention per 5 minutes. So means that what we have to do is to divide the situation with 12. So here we will have 2.5. So referring to the question, no car, so means that X is equals to 0. So we can substitute the situation into the formula where we have exponent negative 2.5 bracket 2.5 to the power of 0 over 0 factorial. And we will have the answer 0.0821 for the situation. Probability stat X is equals to 0. As an alternative, by using the table where we have the situation, probability stat X is equals to 0 is equals to probability stat X greater equals to 0 minus the probability stat X greater equals to 1. By referring to the Poisson distribution table, what we have is 1 minus 0.9179. So finally, probability stat X is equals to 0 will be equals to 0.0821. Kali refers to B. More than 3 cars arrive during a 5 minutes interval. So means that we still have the same title with the question. Probabilities that X and the 3. More than 3 cars. So means that we have greater than the 3. So since this is a Poisson distribution and it is a discrete, so what we have to do is to modify the question. So probabilities that X must be greater equals to 4. By referring to the table where we have the answer 0.2424 for the situation, probabilities that X greater than 3. Kindly refers to the question C. More than 5 cars arrive in a 15 interval. So previously, we know that X is Poissonally distributed with 2.5 for 5 minutes. Now the question asking about 15 minutes. So means that what we have to do is to multiply the situation with the 3. So X is Poissonally distributed with 7.5 because 2.5 multiplied with the 3. Same goes to the title where we have 15 minutes. Next, by referring to the questions, probabilities that X is more than 5, so greater than 5. Since this is a discrete situation, so what we have to do is to modify the questions. X must be greater equals to 6. So by referring to the Poisson distribution table, and we have the probabilities that X greater than 5 is equals to 0.7586. Next, by referring to the question D, in a half-hour period, 10 cars arrive. So the title has to be half an hour. So means that what we have to do is to multiply with the 6. So we will have 30 minutes. So as for the lambda, it will become 15 if we multiply the 6 with 2.5. So the question asking about 10 cars arrive. So the question will be X is equals to 10. Exponent to the power of negative 15. 15 to the power of 10 over 10 factorial. So the probability is that X is equals to 10 with the probability 0.048 and 6. Alternative, X is equals to 10 will be equals to probabilities that X greater equals to 10 minus probabilities that X greater equals to 11. So by referring to the table, here we have 0.9301 minus 0.8815. So the probability that X is equals to 10 will be equals to 0.0486. Next, question E. Fewer than 3 cars arrive in 10 minutes. So the title will be refers to 10 minutes. So meaning that what we have to do is to multiply with 2. So the lambda will be equals to 5. By referring to the question, probabilities that X is fewer than 3 cars. So less than 3. So kindly modify the situation where we have probabilities that X less than equals to 2. So we have another formula, 1 minus probabilities that X greater equals to 3. By referring to the table where we will have 1 minus 0.8753. So probabilities that X less than 3 will be equals to 0.1247. Video, I'm going to discuss the example for random variable. The continuous random variable X has a probability density function given by the situation. So my suggestion is to express the situation in a number line. Then kindly locate the situation where we have 0 until 1 for the function kx, from 1 until 2 for the function kx squared. Then otherwise we have the function 0. A shows that k is equals to 6 over 17. So as we all know, the summation for the function will be equals to 1. So means that integrate from 0 to 1 for the function k x with respect to x plus integrate from 1 to 2 for the function k x squared with respect to x will be equals to 1. So integrate the situation. So where we will have x squared over 2. So meaning that we have k over 2, then with the limit 1, 0. Next, integrate the x squared where we have x to the power of 3 bracket k over 3 for the limit to 1 is equals to 1. Substitute the situation. So here we will have k over 2 bracket 1 minus 0 plus k over 3 bracket. If we substitute 2, we will have 8 minus 1 is equals to 1. So k over 2 plus, with the situation, 7k over 3 is equals to 1. So kindly multiply all the terms with the 6. So we will have 3k plus 14k is equals to 6. So finally, we have 17k is equals to 6. K will be equals to 6 over 17. And we already shown the situation. Next, substitute the value k into the number line. Next, what we have to do is to find the cumulative distribution function. So for number 1, where we have the domain, t is less than 0. For the function, integrate from negative infinity until t for the function 0 dx, and we will obtain 0. So ft is equals to 0. For the second one, where we have t is greater equals to 0, less than equals to 1. For the function, integrate from negative infinity until 0 for the function 0 dx, plus integrate from 0 until t for the function 6x over 17 with respect to x. If we integrate the situation, and we will have f0 plus with 6x squared over 17 multiplied with the 2, limits t and 0. So if we simplify the situation, and we will have ft is equals to 0 plus, with the situation, 3t squared over 17. Next, number 3. For the domain, t is greater equals to 1 and less than equals to 2. For the situation, integrate from negative infinity until 0 for the function 0 dx, plus integrate from 0 until 1 for the function 6x over 17 dx, plus integrate from 1 until t for the function 6x squared over 17 dx. So focus on this part, and we can replace the situation with f1 plus, where we have 6x cubed over 17 multiplied with 3 with the limit t and 1. So kindly substitute the 1 into this part. So we will have 3 over 17 plus bracket, we have 2t cubed over 17 minus 2 over 17. Simplify the situation. So where we will have ft is equals to 2 multiplied with t cubed over 17 plus with 1 over 17. As for the final part, where we have t greater than 2. For the situation, integrate from negative infinity until 0 for the function dx, plus integrate from 0 until 1 for the function 6x over 17 dx, plus for the function 1 until 2 for the function 6x squared over 17 dx, plus from 2 until t for the function 0 dx. So for this part, we can substitute f2 plus with the 0. Kindly substitute the 2 over here, and we will have ft is equals to 1. Next, express the situation in a cumulative distribution function. So for the fx, where we have the first one is the function 0, followed by 3x squared over 17. The third one will be 2x cubed plus with the 1 over 17, and finally we have 1. So kindly state the domain where we have x less than 0. For the second function, x is greater equals to 0 and less than equals to 1. The third one is x is greater equals to 1, less than equals to 2. For the final one, x is greater than 2. So here we have the cumulative distribution function. Kindly focus on the question C. Find, correct to 2 decimal places, the median m of the situation. So step number 1 is to test where is the location for 0.5. So focus on the second function. If we substitute 1, and we will have 3 over 17. 3 over 17, or we can say 0.176, which is less than 0.5. So means that the location for 0.5 is not located in the second function. Next, Fm is equals to 0.5. So kindly substitute into the third function. So where we have 2m cubed plus 1 over 17 is equals to 1 over 2. Rearrange the situation. So where we will have 2m cubed plus with the 1 is equals to 17 over 2. M cubed is equals to 17 over 2 minus 1 over 2. So m cubed will be equals to 15 over 4. So m will be equals to cube root of 15 over 4. So m will be equals to 1.5536. So correct into two decimal places. So the value of m will be equals to 1.55. For the question D, find the correct to two decimal places for the situation. Probabilities that x is minus m. Probabilities that with the modulus x minus m less than 0.75. So previously we already determined the value of m, which is 1.55. So define the situation. So probabilities that x minus 1.55 is greater than negative 0.75 less than 0.75. So probabilities that x is greater than 1.55 minus 0.75 less than 1.55 plus 0.75. So simplify the situation. Probabilities that x is greater than 0.8 less than 2.3. So by referring to the situation, so where we have the maximum is 2. So in here we have f 2.3 minus the capital F 0.8. So kindly refers to the function. So here we have the maximum is 2. So means that what we can do is for the f 2.3, so means that we have to refer to x greater than 2, where we have 1, minus f for 0.8, so the 0.8 is located for the second function. So 3 multiplied with 0.8 squared over 17. So simplify the situation. 1 minus 48 over 425. So simplify the situation. So we will have the probabilities that modulus x minus 1.55 less than 0.75 will be equals to 377 over 425, or you may express the situation 0.887. So as a conclusion, correct to two decimal places. So we have our final answer 0.89. In this video, I'm going to discuss the example for random variable. So the random variable x has a probability distribution as shown in the table. So find the expected value, B, find the EX square, C, find the variance, and finally find the standard deviation. So kindly refers to the table. So my suggestion is refers to the table where we have the random variable, and we have the probability, and we have another situation, x multiplied with the probability, another one where we have x squared multiplied with the probability. So in here we have 2 squared, which is 4 multiplied with the 0.3, and we will have 1.2. Next, 3 squared, where we have 9 multiplied with the 0.2. 3 squared, where we have 9 multiplied with the 0.2, and we will have 1.8. Next, 4 squared, where we have 16 multiplied with 0.3, and we will have 4.8. Finally, 5 squared, where we have 25 multiplied with 0.1, and we will have 2.5. Next, move on to the EX, where we have the formula summation for x multiplied with the probability of x. So it means that we have to sum up these parts. 0.1 plus 0.6 0.6, 1.2, and 0.5. So the expected value will be equals to 3. Next is to find the EX square. So means that we have to sum up the x square multiplied with the probability. So meanings 0.1 plus 1.2 plus 1.8 plus 4.8 plus 2.5. So the value for EX square will be equals to 10.4. Next, we are going to find the variance. So the formula for variance is equals to E x square minus EX bracket square. Kindly substitute the value. Where we have 10.4 minus 3 squared, we have 9. So the variance will be equals to 1.4. Next is to find the standard deviation. So where we have square root of 1.4. So the answer will be 1.18 or square root of 35 over 5. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you think the video is useful, kindly consider to like, comment, share and subscribe.